Hey guys, Nick and Sophie here with the SWAT Topic.
This week, instead of a written newsletter, we're doing a video, and we're going to be answering some questions that you guys wrote on enrichment about what you wish you knew before your first SWAT weekend. So listen up, because it's going to be crazy cool.
First question. I wish I had an estimate of the number of kids before the weekend. With our new website, SWAT Advance, you will have an estimate, and not only this, but you will know all of their names and grades before the weekend.
Question number 2 is, I wish I would have had more ideas to help engage students before discussions, like games and icebreakers. So we have a couple games and icebreakers for you guys today, but if these aren't satisfactory, you can always Google more. First off, some icebreakers, some questions that you should ask. What's your favorite movie and why? Key thing is here, always ask why, because it's going to get them more engaged and talking longer discussions. You can also ask, what's the craziest dream you've ever had? That one's pretty interesting. Or what's your most embarrassing story? Everyone has an embarrassing story. And a couple games, mix and meet. What you can do with this is get M&Ms or Starbursts or any different colored candy, and you pass them out, and based on which color the students get, they have to answer a specific question. This one's fun because it involves candy, and everybody likes candy. The other game idea is called toilet paper squares. So you bring some toilet paper rolls, do not use your host homes. And what you're gonna do is pass it around and tell people to take however many squares they would usually use. And then based on the number of squares that they have to share that many fun facts about themselves.
One time, I had a dream that I was running with dinosaurs and they were my friends, and it was awesome. My mom woke me up mid-dream and I got mad. Ice broken. Question number 3. What do I do when my sessions go too quickly? First thing, you just want to make sure that your students understand exactly what it is that you're trying to teach them. Sometimes they'll blow through the questions and everything that you have to say because they just want to get to the end of the session and they don't actually understand. Sometimes it's something that they've heard before, or it's just not very new to them, and so they do know all the answers and they get it, or it's just they're seniors and they just get it. What can you do? This is a great time to kind of be intentional with your students. Ask for prayer requests. Follow up on other sessions you've done, things that might be confusing. This is also a time where you can double up on sessions. So if session 2 goes really quickly and you know that you have a really packed schedule for the rest of the evening, go ahead and start session 3, so that way you're not cramming it in with encounter and things like that later on in the afternoon. Fourth question. How do I cut down wordy or long curriculum, especially when working with middle schoolers? It's a good question, especially on weekends where, such as LaGrange, where curriculum is provided for us and we don't take our curriculum. And I think the most important thing is just to, and this really just comes down to the way you prepare the curriculum. Really, what we're focusing on, what we're trying to do is teach the main points of the curriculum. So a lot of other curriculums will be written in a way that they are trying to give you way more than you need so that you can be prepared, so that if things go quickly, you have more to say, and also you have a larger amount of context to use. So something, when you're preparing, a lot of times there'll be extra scripture verses, extra activities, extra stories. If you have 10 scripture verses under one heading, read all of them when you're preparing, go through and pick 3 or 4, and then use those when you teach. And then as far as activities and stories, same story, just pick the ones that you need. Again, don't worry about teaching every single word that's in the curriculum. Just make sure that you're teaching the main points.
Question number 5. What are ways to encourage students who are uninterested or don't want to have a relationship with Jesus? Right off the bat, this really boils down to the fact that we are students with a testimony. So the whole point of the weekend is for us to model a relationship with Jesus to these students. And what that looks like as regards this question kind of boils down to 2 things. First, you need to be excited about Jesus, right? You're just a couple years older than these students. They look up to you. So if you're excited about Jesus, they're going to question, they're going to be like, why are they so excited? And maybe they're going to start getting excited. The second thing that you can do is just show genuine interest in your students. right? You're there for them because you love Jesus. That's why you love them. So if you are caring for them, if you're asking them questions, showing genuine interest in them, they're going to notice that there's something different about you, and they're probably going to want that same thing for themselves. Specifically though, one-on-ones are a great opportunity to ask them maybe why they're uninterested. Then you can dig deeper into the heart of the matter. Question number 6, and the final question for this video is, how do we address and handle relationships? Like, for example, when a middle schooler asks about boy drama, should we stay neutral?
Dun, dun, dun.
I think this depends on the context of the situation. Now, if your student is genuinely asking for your opinion, then I think you can give it, but I also think you need to back it up with examples, if that makes sense. Like, you need to establish your authority, if you will, on the topic, either by using your own past experience or by using experiences of your friends, because if you don't have good life example reasons, they're not really going to listen to you. And this is from personal experience right here. The other thing is though, if it's really just kind of a drama fest and they're just kind of sharing, I like this boy, this happened, blah blah blah, back and forth, I would say just try to steer the conversation into a better, more worthwhile topic. Because if you do say something, they're probably not going to listen to you, and you don't want to have to get involved in the gossipy drama. But that's the answer for girls.
Guys, as you know, most guys don't really bring this topic up very often, even though we know that they're always thinking about it. I would say if it does come up, if someone asks advice or your opinion or something like that, steer away, I would say, from giving like really specific relationship advice to someone. I would say, like Sophie said, maybe share a past experience, give some really general advice about just being wise. Alright guys, that's all we have for y'all today.
We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know about the format, let us know about the name, and email us with any more questions that you might have regarding small groups or anything SWAT related at smallgroup@swatministries.com.
We love to hear from you. Well, that's the SWAT topic.